So this one is a great fragrance. It gets really good reactions from the ladies. In fact, I went to my local massage parlour the other day for my usual sports massage, of course, and I went in there, lay down on the table. I wasn't thinking about my fragrance, but I happened to be wearing this one, and the lady couldn't keep her hands off me. Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be looking at 5 great inexpensive fragrances, and I think I've got ones here mostly that don't get a lot of mention, if any, on YouTube in the fragrance community. So I'm really excited to bring you my list today. Number 1 then, the first one on the list, it's in no particular order today, but the first one I'm going to mention is Nikos Sculpture Homme. So Nikos Sculpture Homme, released from the mid-90s, is a really underrated and very inexpensive fragrance. $15.99 on Amazon when I checked the other day, and similarly low prices around the world where you can get it. This fragrance is a beautiful kind of Mediterranean smelling. It's, the name and the picture on there evokes images of Greece and ancient Greece, and it seems like that perfect scent for summer by the sea in the Mediterranean somewhere. It's fresh and yet it's sweet. It's a really lovely abstract kind of mixture of freshness and sweetness. A little bit synthetic smelling, but only it's hard to actually place individual notes within this one. It has got a lot of very well-known fragrance notes in it. Bergamot, lemon, mandarin, orange blossom. We've got cedar, very importantly tonka, amber and benzoin. So there's a lot of sweetness in this one. And there's also quite a lot of florals with rose, lily of the valley and jasmine. Now I can't pick out many of the individual notes, but you get a really nice, crisp, refreshing, citrusy top, a lovely sweetness, and a sort of very difficult to place, but these kind of floral air about this one that conjures up the image of being there. Maybe you've had a day in the hot sun baking, getting your suntan topped up, and then you put on a crisp white shirt in the evening. It's not a citrus aquatic, it's got a little bit more sweetness in it than that. Bit reminiscent of Versace's The Dreamer. Superb prices, reasonably good but not amazing performance, and a lovely, interesting, different bottle. Nikos Sculpture, really worth checking out. Next up, we've got one that I'm very excited and proud to bring you because I don't think anyone's put this in a YouTube fragrance video. I could be wrong. This is Capucci pour Homme, a 1967 Chypre fragrance. So really more of a citrus aromatic stroke Chypre, or a Chypre with a citrus accent. This one opens with absolutely tons of really, really sharp citrus notes. There's lime, there's lemon in this one, bergamot, petitgrain. There's a lot of herbal notes as well. So we've got basil, we've got anise, and we have lavender. And in the base, we've got oak moss. And it's got that real old-fashioned 50s, 60s fragrance oak moss kind of feel about it. I'm sure they can't use oak moss probably, or hardly any in the modern version. But it's got that kind of mossy green feel in the underlying base notes in this one. Very similar to things like Chanel's Pour Monsieur, Givenchy Pour Monsieur, and the later released Dior's Eau Sauvage from 1966, the original Eau Sauvage. If you like those, you'll like these. So you'll like this. It's an old school citrus aromatic to me, but it has the official title of being a Chypre. That means it's got a lot of oak moss and a sort of green bitterness about it. Also, if you like things like Armani's Eau pour Homme from 1984, you will enjoy this one. Again, price is really low. I think it was about £21 or something to get this one in the UK, and I've seen it on Amazon for around $21 as a 100ml size. Be warned, it's only if you like your old school citrus style stuff. It's not an aquatic modern citrus fragrance, but I really, really love this one. And there's one or two really good reviews, written ones online. Check it out. You don't need to go hunting the vintage, which can be very expensive. The new one smells absolutely great and performs rather well. Lovely, bitter, fresh, citrus, manly scent. Next up, we've got one that I have mentioned in the past, but it's been a while, so I thought I'd bring it up again. It's James Bronnley's original Eau de Toilette. So this one was released in 2011. The note thing on the back says it's a rich, complicated and sophisticated fragrance combining Italian lemon, bergamot, lime, and you've got amber, exotic spices and a cedarwood base. It reminds me actually a lot of Mont Blanc Individual. If you took that one and maybe swapped out the raspberry fruity opening and put in lime and lemon instead, I think that's not a bad description of what you get this one. I'm just going to spray a little bit on my hand. Love the opening. It's really nice and fresh and citrusy, not sharp like the one I just mentioned, a bit more smooth, but then it's got more complexity to it. That I think cinnamon is sometimes listed as a note, and it has got a little bit of a warm spiciness about it, even maybe reminiscent of Creed's original Santal, which is often compared to Mont Blanc individual. Very, very inexpensive. In the UK, you can get this one for $12.99 for 100 mils. In the USA, I've seen it on Amazon, it's around about $38, so that's more expensive, but it's 100 mils, so it's still pretty cheap, and it really does smell as good as much more expensive fragrances. Citrusy, a little bit sweet and aromatic, with a real nice musky manliness. Absolutely superb all-rounder for any season. Maybe spring would be the ultimate season for this one, but it really has great versatility, medium, decent performance, not amazing but good. And James Bronnley, original Eau de Toilette, was once mentioned by Maximilian Husler, and I've not seen anyone else but me mention it in a video. It should get more attention. It's a brilliant fragrance. Okay, next up then, we've got a little bit of a surprise one, probably. It's Brut Eau de Brut, not normal Brut, Eau de Brut by Parfums Prestige these days. It used to be Fabergé. And the box looks like this one. £3.49, 100 mils I got in the UK. This one seems to be a little bit of a copy of Terre d'Hermès. So it's got a really nice citrus orange opening and definitely a strong vetiver note in this one. The back of the box tells us that it's a fresh tonic edition of Brut with sparkling citrus, woody hints of a masculine fougere and vetiver. Definitely vetiver in this one. It's got that dirty orange kind of thing that you get with Terre d'Hermès, but I think it's leaning a little bit more green, a little bit more fresh and citrusy than Terre d'Hermès. Perhaps just a slightly fresher version of Terre d'Hermès with this one. Performance is actually quite decent. You could say it's halfway between Terre d'Hermès and Terre d'Hermès Eau Fraiche, maybe. Like that one too, but this is so much cheaper. Not sure if you can get this one in the States. If you can, then you should check it out. The price for this one in the UK just ridiculous for £3.49. You can spray it like mad. It does smell good. Performance is not terrible. It's an Eau de Toilette and it performs as an average Eau de Toilette. It smells great. Brut Eau de Brut. Nothing like the original Brut. And last but not least, another one we don't hear very much at all about. I saw one lady do a review of it, I think, on YouTube. And this is Guerlain's Aqua Allegoria line, and the fragrance is Nerolia Bianca. So you won't be surprised to hear me compare this one to Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino. The little label on here says it's the spirit of orange and orange blossom. Yes, indeed. Right, and notes listed that I found for this one: Neroli orange, orange blossom, bitter orange, and petitgrain. So if you like oranges, you might like this smell. It doesn't actually really smell like oranges to me. It smells more like a Neroli type fragrance. Very, very soft, soapy, a little bit musky. White florals might be in there too, I think, as well. It leans a bit feminine. It's marketed at women, I think, with the pink coloured juice, light pink. But I wear this all the time. It's a great substitute for Neroli Portofino. It has its own thing going on. It's not a clone. A bit like Bright Neroli by Ferrari. They say it smells like Neroli Portofino, but they all smell a bit different. And again, this one, prices are amazing. I got a bottle for £25 for 100 ml. I've seen it online in the USA. I think it was Amazon for $30.59. And in fact, it's a 125 ml bottle. That is incredible. Brilliant. If you like things like Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino, you'd be hard-pressed not to like this one. Great for really hot weather. So, those were my 5 great inexpensive scents. I've called it a top 5 inexpensive scents because they're just the top 5 I've thought about recently. So sorry for the clickbait title there, but at the moment, these are my top 5 I'm most excited about. So let me know what you thought of my inexpensive fragrance list. Thanks very much for watching. Remember, whatever you're doing, let's project, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.